Now it's time for Lefties Losing It. Now, we're going to talk more about Oliver Anthony and the reaction to his song later, but here is YouTube music critic Anthony Fantano finding racism and problematic geographical themes in the lyrics. Just another lefty losing it.
He's drawing a geographical line here as well between North and South, using Richmond, Virginia as that dividing line. With that, you can't ignore the elephant in the room. You know, he's like bringing up old, bitter North-South ideological disconnections that go back to the Civil War era. Drawing this North-South line and claiming that, it's those people from the North that want to control us and tell us what to do. There's a lot of really bad and toxic and often bigoted political baggage that comes with, that North v South binary.
Kosha, there's something toxic, but I don't know if it's Oliver Anthony's song.
Indeed. I think that was, he's sort of all over the place and reaching intellectually to try and tie to history.
He's also an economist, apparently, because he also gives us some economic commentary there, which is, It
was all over the place. It was a little bit hard to follow, but here's the bottom line, I think, for this. This song has tapped into something that there's obviously a deep dissatisfaction on many levels in the country, and you see that manifesting in different ways, whether it's the rise of a candidate like Trump that was very controversial, but he was a manifestation of that dissatisfaction in the country, or in the musical arena, these songs debuting at #1, I think it was 37% of all music downloads in the last week is this song. So he's tapping into something. And the reason why Richmond and the geography, as this YouTuber was getting at, is important is because it is one of those states that's very rural. There's a rural divide, and then there's the urban divide of basically the DC glitterati set living there, and that's kind of what he's talking about, the ruling class and the rural class. Everybody gets it.
Well, that's
it's not that hard.
It's actually, that is very obvious, and yet it seems to go completely over this critic's head, who's obviously thought about this long and hard, but that very obvious point that speaks to so many people seems to be completely lost on him. It's not just Oliver Anthony triggering the left ears. Before him, Jason Aldean's song, Try That in a Small Town, was triggering the hysterical and hateful left, and it still is.
The Jason Aldean song, Try That in a Small Town, is really bad. But anyway, if you're a white person and you identify with it and you want to defend it and be vocal about the fact that you like it and you understand it, and in the face of black people telling you that the song is racist and the video is incredibly racist, you want to scream that it's not racist. Whether a song is racist or not, that makes you inherently racist.
I mean, these people are completely, well, the left is losing it. That's why they're in the segment. But it's also interesting that we're having this golden run for country music at the moment in the US. A couple of weeks ago, the top 3 songs were all country songs. I think it's the first time that's ever happened, and Jason Aldean was #1. And of course, Oliver Anthony with a song that he wrote in front of his caravan he lives in, having millions of downloads, and like you said, #1 on the Apple charts.
Yeah, and I think, country music in general tends to have an audience that leans a particular way, and you just see this complete divergence from the rest of the music industry that's gone very much the other way. And then within that, these upstarts are tapping into something that's real and deep, and people have a yearning for more content, whether it's entertainment content, musical content, news content that speaks to their problems. They're tapping into that. I think it's actually a very interesting story for independent artists too, that these people coming out of nowhere, and you can create a song, put it on the internet, and become an overnight success is actually a fascinating part of the story also.
Absolutely.